Everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Francisco Francois, and today we're gonna be executing a flight all the way from Miami International to Atlanta International. So make sure that you stay tuned, have a seat, welcome on board. So we're gonna start by creating a flight plan from Simbrief and Navigraph, and we're gonna input that flight plan into the FMS system on the Boeing 737-800 Max. Um, the Zibo mode, that's on Xplane12. So we're gonna be using the Xplane11 flight simulator. You might have the Microsoft 2020 Prepart 3D or any other uh, flight simulator that you may have, but this video will be absolutely essential and will be a good tool that you can use on either simulator that you may have. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and hit the bell so you can be notified every time that we upload new content to this channel. So we're going to start now by creating a flight plan. Before anything, we are right now stationed or parked at Miami International. We're going to be flying this Sky Matrix livery. We're going to be rocking that today. It's a beautiful aircraft. I like the painting, the letters, everything look nice on it, and it's a beautiful aircraft to fly. We are right now at Miami International. The weather looks good. Look at these clouds. So we are right now at Miami International. I bet a lot of you can recognize that airport from from a mile away. But today, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and create a flight plan from Simbrief. We're gonna check the weather, and we're going to also go ahead and input that flight plan or operational flight plan into our simulator. So without any more to add, let's go ahead and jump into it. So first thing first, you're gonna need, let me minimize this. You're gonna need four things to get started, right? You're gonna need a Simbrief and Navigraph account. I think they are together, but I also think you may need to have two different accounts with each one of them. Also, one different account with each one of them. You have to have a Simbrief account and a Navigraph account, even though Simbrief is for free, and that's where you create your flight plan and you receive the dispatch, meaning you input your information for the flight plan and they send you the dispatch of your whole flight plan, right? Um, then Navigraph is a subscription um, portal where you can receive and obtain flight plans. You can obtain aviation charts like your departure procedure, your arrival procedure, your approach procedure, your airport charts, everything you need regarding your routing. You can get it from Navigraph as well. So, but Navigraph, you gotta pay a subscription, which is about €9, which I believe is like $14. I'm not sure how much that is right now in American dollars, but that's all you're gonna need. And then you're gonna also need number three is going to be the Simbrief downloader. This downloader right here. This is the Simbrief downloader, and I'll explain why you need that in a second. So if you don't have it, go ahead and install it into your computer. And then the last thing that you will need, which is the number four, will be the Navigraph FMS Data Manager, which I will also explain what you need that for real quick. So make sure you also have that and install it directly into your computer. So let's go ahead and start creating our flight plan. So let's start by Simbrief signing in. Um, as you can see right here, Simbrief and Navigraph, they're both linked together, but you need both, right? You need both. Simbrief will give you the flight plan. Navigraph will basically give you all the charts and aviation routing information that you need, also weather and all of that. So right now I'm signing in. This is my account with Simbrief and Navigraph. I have the current AREC, which means I obtain current chart information. If you don't have current chart information, basically on your simulator, what's going to happen is if you don't have the current AREC information, your FMS system will show the FMS out of data or needs to be updated message right here. You will receive that message here. If you have that message or receive that message, all you have to do, or that's the reason why you need to have the FMS data manager right here, because that will right here, the FMS data manager, that will allow you to be able to update your FMS system in your aircraft on um, Xplane12 and Xplane11. So let's go ahead and create the flight plan. All we have to do here is just hit new flight, right? We hit new fly, and today we're gonna fly under the course sign Delta 35 Bravo. So Delta 35 Bravo, we're gonna be departing Miami. So Kilo Mike India Alpha into Atlanta, which will be Kilo Alpha Tango Lima. um, Alternate, we're gonna let it give us the alternate automatically. We're not gonna input nothing in there. And departure time and date is gonna be right here. If you wanna do your flight a little bit later, then you can input it right here. Choose whatever time you want to. But as of right now, we're gonna leave just like that. We're gonna choose the aircraft type. Aircraft type is going to be a Boeing 737 Max, which is the Boeing 737-800 right now. Well, it's an 900, but this is the 737 800 max. So here we already have our route, right? It's already showing us our route on the right hand side. So let's keep that's basically all the information that you need to input. Or if you want right now, you can just hit general flight plan. But let's get to understand a little bit of more information that's input here. So here down here it gives us the climb profile, right? 250 knots below 10,000 feet, 280 knots above 10,000 feet, and we're gonna be cruising at max 78. You can increase that Mach number if you want to, but based on the dispatch and they run the numbers and everything and calculation for you, they basically telling you that Mach 78 is more than likely the best and more fuel efficient speed that you should be cruising at. Now we have cruise index. Cruise index, you can just leave it on auto, or you can choose whatever cruise index quantity you want on here. And then we have our descent profile. We're gonna be cruising at max 78. Uh, then we're gonna be descending at 280 knots, and then below 10,000 feet with 250 knots or below, which is what is approved by the FAA. Fuel factor, we're gonna leave it just like that, and then this is our call sign right here, and then this is our fly or sorry aircraft registration. VIN number, just leave it just like that, and cell code also just leave it like that. You're not gonna need that so far. Now, right here, operational flight plan layout. This is the layout of your flight plan. You can choose whatever airline you're flying for, what layout, um, how you want your flight plan to be laid out. So, for example, we're flying for Delta, we can choose the Delta one, right? The Delta layout. But I like the little, which is more detailed and more comprehensive. And I'm more used to fly with the little one, which is it gives you a really nice breakdown of your flight plan. Next thing, here is your ARAC cycle, which is current. Right now we have the current ARAC. And the way that you get the current ARAC, like I said earlier, is by um, installing the FMS data manager um, from Navigraph, right? That's how you get to update your FMS system every single time there is a new ARAC, which um, one comes up every month. So there is a new one every month. So right now we are current, so we can use that one, and it's going to give you current routing and current chart information. Our units will be in kilograms. Make sure that if you choose pounds, that you are also running your calculations for performance later on, also on pounds. But we're gonna run kilograms. Flight map. We want a detail, and then taxi out and taxi in. Taxi out is the time that it's gonna take us from that it expect us to take that we are expected to take from the gate to the runway based on the airport, right? Based on the operation of the airport, how big the airport is, in max 20 minutes is what should take us depending on the operation. It could take us more, but normally 20 minutes is enough. Now, taxi in is when we land in Atlanta, how long it might take us to taxi out of the runway into our gate, which will be max 20 minutes or give or take. IFR rules, I mean, sorry, flight rules. We're gonna be flying IFR because today we're gonna be flying, of course, a instrumental. not VFR. You can choose VFR if you're flying VFR, but today we are going to be flying IFR. And then the type of flight will be scheduled. No, not really a schedule. So let's pick non-schedule. Well, we can pick schedule because we're gonna be leaving. We just have to follow the schedule. 5:45. Zulu. Um, but let's do non-schedule, so we can just leave at whatever time. But anyway, either way, even if you pick schedule, you can just get take off at whatever time. You just gotta make sure that your actual weather information is current for the time that you are trying to perform the flight. And then here it gives us a breakdown of the schedule block time, which is the amount of fuel that we're gonna be carrying, not the amount of fuel that we're gonna be burning, but the amount of fuel that we're gonna have fully into um the aircraft at the time of takeoff. So this is our takeoff fuel. We have the departure runway that is given to us depending on the weather, given the weather, right? That it has calculated for us. Runway 8 left, and then we're gonna be arriving at runway 9 right, depending on also on the weather. Once we get up there, the altitude or cruise altitude, we're gonna leave it on automatic, but you can choose what cruise altitude you want to pick. I let it just let it do it by itself is best. And then passenger, we're gonna do a full fly. Let's make sure we full, which is a full fly. So let's choose full. We have 189 passengers, and then the payload, zero fuel weight, and freight. All of that's gonna do it automatically. Now here we have the routes. This is the route that we are to take, right? Each one of these waypoints are those one right here, all the way from Miami to Atlanta. These are our waypoints. Now, it gives you multiple suggested routes, right, that you can choose from. But normally, it gives you the first one, which is the most efficient one. So the one that's most efficient based on weather, based on winds, based on everything that's going on right now at the moment, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and stick to the one that is giving us, which is the first one right now. And then we can just go ahead and go up, and we can generate our flight plan. Hit generate flight plan. It's gonna take us like just 5 seconds for it to upload, and now we're gonna have a more breakdown. Sorry, a more resume of our whole flight plan. This is all the information that we just filled, and now we can choose view PDF. So we can choose to see our flight plan on a PDF format, and there it is. And we just going to analyze this real quick. But before, let's go ahead and save this flight plan into our simulator. So what we got to do now here is hit download. And then once you download it, all we're gonna do is just save this flight plan. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. I don't like this long name, but here it is, Miami to Atlanta, right? We're gonna save it into the root folder of your Xplane 12 or your Xplane 11 folder. So the root, right? So for example, on my window, on my C drive, I have the Xplane 11, right? And then inside the output folder and inside the FMS plan, I created a folder called FMS plan, and that's where I save all my flight plans, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and save this. It's already saved into the Xplane folder, so I will be able to pull it into the FMS system later once I start the aircraft. And another thing too is it's good to have the Simbrief downloader, like I said earlier, because now we can also import this whole flight plan directly into the simulator. So how we do that is, here is the flight plan. We are flying Delta. This is the flight Delta 335 Bravo, right, from Miami to Atlanta. And then these are the different formats that we can download it into. So we're gonna download it in a Xplane 12 or 11 format, right? And then we're gonna also download it into the Zibo mode, the Boeing 737, which is the aircraft that we're flying today. So all we have to do, I just minimize it. So all we have to do now is export this format into the Boeing 737. So we hit export, and now these flight plan are already saved into our aircraft. So we're gonna close this, and now I'll show you real quick. The reason I told you earlier to download your Simbrief downloader is because basically the Simbrief downloader will map your simulator and will link Simbrief and Navigraph to your simulator. The way to do that is easy. Once you download the Simbrief downloader, all you have to do is hit once you install it into the computer, of course, you're gonna open it. run it, and then you're gonna hit change settings. Once you hit change settings, all you have to do is come down here to path simulator path, and then find your simulator on the left hand side, right? For example, I have Xplane. You may have prepared 3D, whichever version of that, or you may have Microsoft Flight Simulator. But in my case, I have Xplane12. So all I have to do is just choose Xplane12 and choose where I want any file that I download from Simbrief to be going into the simulator. So in my case, I have it on the C drive, Xplane12, output, and then I created a folder called FMS plans inside that folder, and all my flight plans just go in there, and then I save this. And then all I have to do every time I load a flight plan is just export directly into the flight simulator. I'm gonna close this, and then we're gonna jump into the simulator. So let's go ahead and input this flight plan into the flight simulator. We are at Miami International. Um, and our flight today again will be to Atlanta Hartsfield International. Let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna make sure that our thrust lever is idle, our flaps are up, thrust lever idle, flaps are up, landing gears down. um let's see what else we need to check. It's a lot of stuff that we need to check, but we're gonna do this short. We're gonna go ahead and hit um start our batteries. So let's go ahead and start the batteries. Let me give you a different view. I think this might be a better view. I don't know, but I like to do it from the pilot side, you know. So let's go ahead and start the batteries. Batteries can come on, and our ground power is already available. But I like to connect the GPU, like we can see right here. Connect GPU, bam, and then we can go ahead and start. So ground power unit is started, and then we're gonna go ahead and turn on our emergency light and no smoking sign, as well as our fasten seatbelt sign to the auto position, and then our um, position light into the steady position, so we can have our navigation lights on the outside. And then let's go ahead and align our IRS system or inertial reference system. And let's roll this dial all the way to the right, so we can see the time that is taken to align. Right now, I have it on short time, so it's only going to take 1 minute. You can set up how long you want it to take, like right here on the tablet. On the settings, you can set up how long you want all of that to take. So if you want realism, short, long, real, however you want it, but I have it on short. So we're gonna go ahead and um, clear that, and we're gonna bring up some light into the cabin because it's kind of looking a little messy. But anyway, it's just some light into the cabin. Radio panel, bring some light in here. There we go. Now we have some light, and everything is going to be ready for setup. Okay, let's go ahead and set up our FMS system. As you can see right here, it's already asking us to enter our IRS position. So let's go ahead and clear that. Hopefully you don't have a message saying that you need to update your FMS system, because if you do, all you have to do, remember, is go to your FMS data manager that you should have installed in your computer, and that will take care of your FMS system update. So let's hit FMS system, and then let's hit position unit, initial position. So we're gonna type in Miami because we are at Miami. So Kilo Mike India Alpha, and input it into the reference airport. We're gonna go to the next page, and we're gonna grab the left side GPS because as a captain, I'm on the left side, and then we're gonna set it on the IRS position. Next thing, we're gonna go to the route page, and we're gonna input well, I'm gonna show you two ways to get the flight plan into the FMS system. Okay, if you did exactly what I told you to do earlier, which was download the Simbrief downloader and have the Navigraph FMS data manager, you should have a direct way to bring your full flight plan into the FMS system just by copy and pasting, basically, right? And the way to do that is now all you have to do is go to the unit reference page and then go to the index page, go to nav data, and then go to flight plans. Hit flight plans, and here is our flight plan Miami to Atlanta, right? Miami to Atlanta. Now here, all we have to do is just hit it, and it's gonna be copied right here, and then go to the route page and paste it on core route. Once you paste it on core route, it's going to um auto fill everything for you. So it's gonna bring your entire flight plan in there for you. All you're gonna have to do is add the arrival runway, and then activate the flight plan and execute it. That's all you're gonna have to do. But in this case, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna input our flight plan manually, which is more. Uh, I think it's better. I just like it better. I know a lot of people like to kill time, but I like to do it manually all the time. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. But again, like I said earlier, all you have to do is bring the flight plan, paste it on core route, hit add the runway, the arrival runway, add it, and then hit activate, and then execute. But now, for now, we're gonna delete that, and we're gonna delete the. Well, we can leave the airports right there for now. But sorry, let's go back to route. Okay, okay. So now let's bring up our flight plan. Another thing that you should have in your computer, in your flight simulator, is Abitab. Abitab is just a plugin that helps you have access to um, the Navigraph charts into the flight simulator, so you don't have to go outside of the flight simulator to actually find your charts. You know, so you can have it right there on your flight simulator. The way to do that is simply downloading and installing the uh, Abitab. Let me bring it up again. It's this one right here, Abitab, right? You download that and you install it into your Xplane folder, and then all you have to do here is once you show, you install it into your Xplane folder, and then resources and plugins. That's how you install it. Once you install it into your computer, now all you have to do is come up here, bring it up, just like I did, and then toggle tablet, and there you have it. Now to activate your flight plans or your Navigraph charts into this, you have to come here to what is it, providers. So hit providers, and then here you just hit switch accounts or sign in. In your case, it might say sign in but in my case, it says switch accounts because I'm already sign in with Navigraph. But you can just hit, input your same login information from Navigraph. You can input it there, and then you will have access to all the charts. Remember, if you don't do that, then even if you download the Abitab, you're not gonna have access to the charts like this right here. For example, Miami. I'm gonna look for my charts at Miami, and right here I have all the charts for Miami. But right now I'm looking for the flight plan. Let's go ahead and bring up the flight plan that we just downloaded. So, I gotta do this one more time. So all we have to do is just go to the charts right here, hit charts, and then go back all the way to your C drive or whatever you have your flight plan saved. I have it on the chart on the C drive, and then on the Xplane12 folder, and then I have it into the output folder and the FMS plans, right? So here's my flight plan, Miami to Atlanta. I'm gonna pull it up, and there is my entire flight plan. So what I gotta do now is simple. All I have to do from now is input this flight plan in here. So my original airport is Miami, is already inputted, and then my destination will be Atlanta. So we're gonna also input our flight number, which is Delta 35 Bravo, and we're gonna put it right here. And then we're gonna go to the departure and arrival page, hit departure, and choose our departure runway, which will be, I thought it was 8 left. That's going to be on page number 2 of your flight plan. Yeah, runway 8 left, selected. Oops, 8 left, and then our departure will be Flamingo 2. So we hit Flamingo. Oops, Flamingo. Come on, right here, Flamingo 2, and our Steamy will be our transition point. So it's already there. Now all we have to do is back to route and then hit the next page. Oh, once you hit the next page, you're gonna input every single waypoint and highway or airway into the flight plan. For example, after Flamingo, right, we were to go to Steamy, which is right here, to Steamy, and then via Kilo 77 to Shrek, right here, and then direct Larry, and then direct Lars. Lars is there into the arrival, which is seats 2, and it's down here, right? And Lars is actually our transition point at Atlanta International. So let's hit next page. It's nothing. So we're gonna go to departure and arrival page, and we're gonna hit our arrival runway, which will be for now runway 9 right. So ILS runway 09 right. Click it, and now we can go ahead and go to the next page and make sure that we don't have any discontinuity on our flight plans. There is none. If there was one, all you have to do is just grab the next waypoint after the discontinuity and paste it exactly where the discontinuity is. Now we hit activate and execute. Now our whole route is already inserted into the FMS system. So all we have to do, let's run. I'm gonna take this away for now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and check my flight plan. So I'm gonna put this on plan, and then on 5, the range on 5, and I'm gonna check each one of my waypoints just to make sure that each one is there. So we're gonna go ahead step by step. So hit easy. First of all, let me bring back the flight plan one more time because I'm gonna compare it to the flight plan just to make sure that all the flight plans are inserted correctly. So go to page number 4, and here are each page number 3. Yeah, 4. Each one of our waypoint, right? So we're leaving from Miami. There is Miami right here, and then on the waypoint it says that we're gonna fly directly to Salt after taking off, right? After taking off, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Leg page. So as soon as we take off, we're gonna fly directly to Salt, and then we're gonna fly to Deals, and then after Deals, we're gonna fly to Live, and then after Live, we're gonna fly directly to Gate. What is Gate? On the next page. Okay, Gate, and then Alonso, and then Flamingo, right? Flamingo, there it is. Flamingo, and then we're gonna fly to Wapoon, there it is, and then there it is, and then Steamy, and then we're gonna fly to Waco's our next waypoint, there it is as well. And then we're gonna go to, let's see, next page on the flight plan. We're gonna go to MGEMS. It's gonna be our next waypoint. MGEMS is right there. Next waypoint, Ettore, and then Shark, Larry, Lars, New Force, Sith, Ticey, Fries, Short, Rimac, and Dak, Doctor, Stomp, and then we're gonna get vectors to runway 9 at Miami at Atlanta International. So we have all the waypoints. We compare it to our flight plan, and we know that we are completely set up with the routes, right? So we can go back to the leg page, original leg page, and now all we have to do is go ahead and load up this aircraft real quick. So we're gonna go to the fuel imbalance page. We're gonna go to all airside services, and then we're gonna go to next page, and then we're gonna bring up our um, load operational flight plan, which is the last flight plan that we just have. Let's bring it up one more time, and let's make sure that what we're gonna get into the aircraft is exactly what we need. It's the amount. So we have 189 passengers. We have a cargo of 4.7, which is right here. We have a zero fuel weight of 63.5, and then we have fuel 6.9 right here. So we can go ahead and activate it. Now the gate will be moving towards the aircraft. There it is. And we also will be getting our fuel. So we're going to be getting fueled up as well. And there we are getting fueled up also. So let's go ahead and run uh, our units. So gross weight, let's request it because we load up the flight plan. But you can input that manually. I'm going to just load it up from the flight plan that I just saved. Okay, we already loaded. We are already loaded. So I'm gonna load up the flight plan right here. All the weights for performance, right? So as we know, we have a takeoff weight of 70.2, and here we have 70.4. That's the it has 200 kilograms more, but that's because of the taxi fuel that we're gonna waste or burn on the way taxiing to the runway. Zero fuel weight 63.5. We have it right here, and it's right here. And then reserve fuel. Let's go to the upper page of our first page of our flight plan, and then we'll find our reserve fuel right here. FinRest or final reserve will be 5.9.63, which is 1,000 kilograms. I'm gonna input it there, and then we're gonna grab our cruise index. Will be 15. Is already there, right? And then let's go to the cruise page to get the cruise altitude, which be right here top of climb. It will be at flight level 320. It's already in there, and then our average wind up there will be 349 at 32, and it's already there. I'll input it 349 at 32. I'm gonna input it here. Oh wait, something happened. 349 at 349 at 032. Where did it? Right here. There you go. Now our outside temperature will be minus 36. So we're gonna go ahead and minus 36. There we go. And now our transition altitude will be 18,000 feet. It's already there. And let's go to our N1 limit page. For our N1 limit, we got to go to the uh, Navigraph and Simbrief page to run some performance. You can choose to just fly like that. Choose the takeoff, the first takeoff. That's gonna give you full power for the engine. But I don't like to wear out my engine, so I'm gonna go ahead and use Navigraph and Simbrief to run performance calculations. So Simbrief page, you can go to the tab up here and then choose performance tool. Once you hit performance tool, all you have to do is go to weather and performance tool right here, and then choose the aircraft type. So we're flying a Boeing 737-800. We picked it, and then choose the airport, departure airport, right? Because we're running takeoff performance right now. So departure airport will be Miami, and the runway it will give it to us automatically, or we can input a runway 8 left based on the weather, right? Our takeoff weight on the flight plan was, let's go back to the flight plan. Our takeoff weight is 70.2. So we can go back and set 70.2 or 70,200. And then here is the wind, temperature, and pressure, altimeter pressure, giving it to us automatically, right? For the airport, we hit public and then calculate. We calculate it, and we have that our assumed temperature will be 46. And then our thrust setting will be takeoff 1. The rated takeoff 1, that's 10% less power than full thrust, right? And then we have flaps 5 for a V1 of 143, VR 143 as well, and then a V2 or positive climb of 150. So let's input that into the fly simulator. We have a sun temperature of 46. We're gonna input it right here, so 46, and then we're gonna choose takeoff 1, which is the one that gave us -1, right? Takeoff -1 on takeoff 1. And then we're going to go to the next page and choose flaps 5, which is standard for departure. We're going to hit our central of gravity. We have 5, a trim of 5. So we're just going to leave the trim set or the trim tab exactly into the 5. There we go. And then next, we're going to choose our takeoff speed, which is 143, 143, 150. So 143. Input it here on V1, 14 VR of 143 as well, and that's our rotation speed, and then a V2 of 150. So VR V2 speed of 150, right? So we can go ahead and execute that. Go back to the unit reference page and execute that. We execute it, and now we're good. But let's go to our cruise page and see. We're gonna be cruising at max 78. So it says 74 here, but our flight plan says that we're gonna be cruising. Let's see, top of climb right here. Top of climb say that we're gonna be cruising at max 78. So let's cruise at max 7A. So we're gonna put that on max 7A, max 7.8, and then we're gonna execute that. Check our climb profile: 250 knots below 10,000, and then 300 knots above 10,000, up to our cruise altitude. So it's looking good. And now we're going to listen for our ATIS information, and we're gonna check um, our departure procedure to make sure that we have the correct departure procedure. So let's go to the airport page, right? And we have Miami here. And then let's choose the airport chart so we can find our uh, 80s frequency. Our 80s frequency will be 133.675. So let's input that there. 133. I like to input it into the first officer side so I can keep the all the frequencies free. 675 133.675, and we're gonna listen for the 80s information as we take notes as well. Okay, we have information echo, and I didn't get the wind information, but I'm gonna get it now. Our takeaway was 7,200. Okay, so the bottom runway is runway 08, right? So we're just gonna go ahead and change the runway now. Instead of runway 8 left, we're gonna choose runway 8, right, for departure. So let's go to the departure page and choose runway 8 left. So just choose runway 8 right. So choose runway 8 right. Go back to the leg page, make sure there is no discontinuity, and execute. So we just execute it. It's gonna also ask us to update our takeoff speed, and that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna run some performance number one more time, but this time we only gonna change the runway for runway 8 right. So we got runway 8 right, and we're just gonna calculate. Now we have the same. So now flex temperature or sun temperature will be uh 48 instead of 46, and our V speed changes also. We still have the rated takeoff 1. So let's change that one more time. So our takeoff speed temperature or flex temperature will be 48 for takeoff 1, and then we're gonna go for flap 5 is already there. We're gonna hit this one more time, and then now we have our V speeds, which is 148, 149, 156, 148, 149. Our rotation speed, and then 156 is going to be our takeoff, our V2 speed. Okay, we have this set already, and altimeter was 3009. So let's go in inches, and then 3009. There we go, 3009. And let's set this up right here on the first observed side. We're gonna be cruising at 32,000 feet. So that's for the pressurization. And then our airport elevation is at Miami International. It should be on this chart, on the airport chart. Yeah, right here. It's only 9 feet. So elevation will be 9 feet, but I like to grab it directly from the runway that we're departing from, which is runway 8, right? And the elevation is 9 feet. So let's bring that down to 0, because we cannot get 9, we just get 50s. So let's go down to 0, because 9 is closer to 50. And now let's bring up our departure chart so we can make sure that we have the correct departure. And our departure was Flamingo 2. So I'm gonna bring it up. Let me confirm that. Departure was, yeah, Flamingo 2 and steamy transition. So the departure chart says that accelerate to 250 knots until leaving 10,000 feet. If unable, advise ATC. So for runway 8 right, it says runway 8 right, it says climb on heading 0902, right? So it said climb on heading 092, which is there, to 520 feet or above. Then direct salt, right? Salt is right here. And then he said, then on track 070 to deals. So we have deals right here. And then on track 348 to leave. Then on track 323 to gate. And then on track 339 to Alonso, to cross Alonso at or above 5,000. So Alonso at or above 5,000. There's just one altitude constraint right there. And then he said from Alonso on track 349 to Flamingo, which is right here. Then on assigned transition, maintain 5,000 specified altitude within 10 minutes after departure. So this is our departure, and top altitude will be 5,000. So Flamingo at or above 5,000. Let's check this out right here real quick. Um, in the meantime, let's go ahead and start the APU. So this should be on bed and this on ground. So we're gonna go ahead and um, hit. Uh, let's go ahead and hit the yaw damper. Us is on, and then our left pump fuel pump is on. And let's go ahead and start the APU. On and start. We have pressure, low pressure line came on, and now we have the gauge, the EGT is racing, so our APU is running. Now, how do we know? Because we seen the gauge racing, and we see also on the outside that um, the exhaust is also on right now. So once the APU comes available, we're gonna go ahead and turn it on. Oops, sorry about that. Um, but in the meantime, for now, let's see. Our departure procedure will be this one right here, departing runway 8 left, which is this one right here. We're gonna fly on heading 092, direct sizzle, then deals, leave, and then we're gonna go skate, and then Alonso at 5,000 or above, direct Flamingo, and up to Steamy, right? So let's take that away for now. Let's go to the airport chart, and for our taxi in just a second. In the meantime, let's set our MCP up. So let's bring up the MCP and set it up. Oh, we can't really see that good. Maybe if I change the view, we'll be able to see. Okay, there we go. So let's set this up. Our takeoff speed will be 156. So let's set this 156. And then our heading will be 092. It's going to be straight east. We're going to be departing to the east, 092, 092. And then top altitude will be 5,000. So let's bring that down to 5,000. 5,000 on the altimeter. We're going to comply with that altitude constraint, and then we're going to continue our climb into our assigned flight level of 320 or 32,000 feet. So let's go ahead and turn on our flight directors. And also, we're going to choose add brake to the RTO or rejected takeoff position. We're going to choose heading select and VNAV. And then now we are almost fully set. All we're gonna do now is we're gonna turn our TCAS transponder to the art on position. If we were flying with live ATC, we would have inputted the squad code that they gave us, give us in there, and then just select altitude on for now. And then, yeah. So now let's figure out how to taxi out of here before we push back. So let's bring back the tablet one more time. And we have that we're going to be taxiing from, let's see, we are right now at Concourse E or Terminal E, right? Terminal Echo, and we're going to be departing runway 8 right. So how to get to runway 8 right? We're going to probably be um, pushing back with tail to the east, right? Towards the terminal, and then we're going to be taxiing Yankee 1, Juliet, and then Mike. 2 horse short at Mike 1. So Yankee 1, right? Juliet, and then Mike, 2 horse short, Mike 1. So let's take that away, and we're gonna be set our pushback. Let's go ahead and start the APU. It's already available, so APU can come on. And then window heat should have been on all the way from the beginning, but trim air on, left and right packs on. Wow, our passengers probably were suffering the heat. I should have turned on the AC a long time ago. And then AC or sorry APU bleed can come on. And now we have power from the APU. We can go ahead and shut down the ground power unit, and because we don't even need it anymore. And now we can go ahead and request pushback. So let's put this selector into the APU generator. We are, as we can see right here, it's generating electricity, so we're good there. And let's go ahead and call the uh, pushback guy, so to make sure that he pushes or get us out of the gate. So what we're gonna do is he's gonna push us out um down here into the terminal, not into the terminal, out of the terminal. What am I thinking about? There we go, and then let's go ahead and accept. I am more than ready. I know that we've been more than ready. So let's go ahead and also hit start pushback. Good. And then for now, let's go ahead and turn on our beacon light or anti-collision light to let everyone know that we are about to start our engine. So get out of the area because it's about to get hot. Our door is already closed and it's locked. So let's welcome our passengers. We should have done that a while ago, but that's. Thank you guys for being here one more time. We are about to execute the pushback procedure out of Miami International. And right after that, we're gonna be departing Miami from runway 8 right. Okay, I'm more than ready. Let's go ahead and kill the parking brake and get this engine started. I'm gonna bring some light up here as well. So let's go ahead and kill the parking brake. Parking brake is killed or released. And I will more than welcome light up this aircraft. Sorry, I forgot to turn on the passenger seatbelt sign. They already came on. And now we can go ahead and cut off our left and right packs. As well, turn on our electric pumps. So now go ahead and start with engine number 2. So let's go to the engine start switch number 2 to the ground position. And we have enter rotation. That's our engine number 2 rotating already. Once we reach 25% of N2, we're gonna go ahead and insert some fuel. And now we have fuel flow, oil pressure is raising, the oil temperature raising also. And we have N1 rotation as well. So that's a nice start of engine number 2. Engine number 2 has already started. It looks normal. So let's go ahead and start engine number 1. So engine number 1 switch to ground position. We have N2 rotation. And again, before we reach 25% of N2, we're gonna go ahead and turn the engine, sorry, the fuel cut off to the idle position 22, 23, and let's insert some fuel. Let's go ahead and also set the parking brake. He already asked us for that, and we can go ahead and do that. So we have N2 rotate, N1 rotation as well for engine 2. Sorry, engine 1. And that was a normal start for engine 1 as well. He's disconnecting the tow truck, and in the meantime, let's go ahead and now we have both engines available. I forgot to turn on the fuel pump. Fuel pump. How did I forget? Ugh. But anyway, the fuel pump's on before you get to start the engines, please. It started because I already have one of the fuel pumps on at the beginning. So now let's go ahead and start our generators. Engine generator number 1 on, and number 2 on as well. Our prop heat can come on, and then our left and right packs can come on. APU bleed can go off because we relying on the engine already, and then isolation valve can go to auto. We can come down here and turn our APU off and our engine selector to the continued position and wait for that guy to give us a sign. The pin has been released and we are good. Now let's go ahead and set flaps 5 and check our controls. So flaps 1, 2, and 5. So we have 5 flaps 5. Right here we have the gauge is racing. The lights up here is also, what is light? Well, we don't have it on this aircraft. But anyway, our flaps are being deployed. Pretty nice. And now we can go ahead and run our checkout system. Full up, full down, full left, full right. And then our rotor pedals, full left, full right. And everything is looking good. So for now, we can go ahead and request taxi, but we already know we don't have live ATC, so we're just gonna go ahead and taxi on our own. Let's go ahead and turn on our taxi lights. Can come on and runway light. Well, we don't need runway light right now because it's not nighttime, but Taxi light is already on. Thank you for being here one more time. On the next video, we're gonna be taxiing out of Miami International, and then we're gonna be executing our departure procedure out of Miami towards Atlanta Hartsfield International. Thank you for being here one more time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.